everyone. I am Chubby, just in case nobody knows.
And I'm Vanessa. Hi, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos.
As I spilled my tea all over the place.
No spilling tea.
No spilling tea. So, and welcome too. Let's do it at the same time. I believe in us. 1, 2, 3. No filters, no
fears. Wow, that was terrible. We'll get better at it, guys. Yes.
Little by little.
Yeah.
You may want to back up. Te veo solamente this part of your face.
That is so weird because I see my whole entire face.
Really? Girl is in blue tonight.
Oh, we are in blue? But I see my whole face, just like I see your whole face.
That's what happens to me. That's how come I never know that I'm giving you half a face.
Okay, Cal, move out of the way.
This is like a bluish gray. So I'm representing Miami Motel Stories. Go check out Juggernaut Theater Company. Shameless plug.
How about now?
A lot better. I see your face. I just don't want it to get cut off in the final video.
Yeah, because I see...
You see all yourself? Thanks.
Yeah, well, I see...
So today we're going to be talking about the children, the youth.
Children, the youth.
The youth. Hi, hola. I feel like today should be a very bilingual podcast because I see a lot of my Spanish-speaking familia coming on. We're talking about... first, we got to tell the elephant. I hope you guys remember what the elephant means.
If you don't remember if you don't know what the elephant is, it's posted on our Instagram. But today's elephant is the level 3 elephant. So,
because we thought that it was worthy of a 3 rating. Because you guys are welcome to let us know here what you think, what your opinions are, any questions, any things that you want to discuss on the topic, and we'll take a gander and we'll go based off of that. But we thought it was dignified of a 3 because we know that talking about children and how we used to raise them or what it is that they're seeing or being taught and who's quote unquote, for lack of a better phrase, responsible, for certain things. It was a rough word. I mean something else. I just don't know what the word is. But it's definitely worth a level 3 because we know it's a touchy subject, y'all. Nobody's telling you how to raise your babies. We're posing conversation because I think both of us became very aware. We have nieces and nephews, and we have, I'm a teacher, so we have children around us all the time. So it's not even directly your children's or your nieces, nephews, brother, sister, it's in general the youth that is watching us. And it's not just little babies, it's also like going into the teen years. They are watching.
Oh, definitely.
And they are imitating what they're seeing from us. And as of late, it hasn't been very great on our side. No. What has your experience been with your niece? I don't know, in this particular subject of what's happening in the world right now, the pandemic or Black Lives Matter. Have your nieces talked to you about that?
Not really, because I haven't been in touch with them at this time since I've been, apart from them because, quarantine. But in other subjects, like I mentioned to you before, when it came to art, and she wanted to try to do it, but then she felt like she was doing it wrong. So to me, what I told her was, as long as you like it, and as long as it's something you created that that you could live with, that's all that matters, So I was trying to teach her, we're gonna fail sometimes, but it's only because you're putting that on you. But you have to just continue and not let anybody tell you otherwise. So it's just like a learning experience, watching them, how they see their world, and how they
But also those tools that fortify them to stay strong in these adverse things, that when you're that much younger, like, I don't know about you, but when I was certain ages, there was levels to how severe something was. Like in high school, when you got your heart broken, heartbreak is always terrible, but it's like the end of the world.
It was the end of the world. It was the end of the world.
You know, the emotions are heightened, the hormones are raging, and you're figuring out who and what you are all the time, not just when you're hitting puberty. So the adults in your life letting you know that it's okay to mess up but keep going is important, I feel.
I mean, it is, and you have to also teach, whoever's near you or whoever is watching you, what example you're going to set on that. You're going to get mad and be like, no, olvídalo, this is not how it needs to be. Or you're going to set an example and be like, well, this is how I'm going to work through this situation, and this is how I'm going to handle it. And then you go from there, but you can't just dismiss a situation just because you think.
Oh, no, absolutely. Well, for me, kind of what I'm a teacher. So for me, it always pops up in different ways. There's always a lot of things that I wish I could share with my students, but out of respect for what their parents might be doing. But at least in my class, there's certain sets of rules when I have a group class with kids. I mean, bullying is a big thing that is like a no-no. Right?
Definitely. Not here either.
No room for bullying in my classes. But also an understanding of standing up for yourself and stating your opinion without being disrespectful to your classmates, without talking over them, like, Right. You can get aggressive. But why? It's because they see us do it when somebody challenges our own opinion. But I was really impressed by one of my students recently, because, and I had this conversation with Juby. So, one of my students had to do a casting, and the questions that were posed to them were about quarantine. And she wanted a little help in kind of like making a breakdown of how she could say everything she wanted to say and keep it to a minute. And one of the things that she said, like, it hit me so hard. Well, two of them. Number one, how she referred to the pandemic, which was a silent apocalypse. And I was like, all right. She's not lying. She's not wrong. It's brought about a lot of changes and such. So it's a scary thing for them. They're obviously feeling it. And then the second thing she said, I'm like, what are the things that have really changed for you? Going out, seeing your friends, blah, blah, blah. And then she said social media. People go on social media and get so nitpicky about the stupidest things that they don't pay attention to the real things that need to be talked about. She's 13. She's 13.
You see, I feel like when she grows older, I hope she stays in that path. But if she stays in that path, she's gonna be like así fuerte, like one of those people. Yeah, because she's going based on how she feels and how she perceives it, and she feels like it's either the silent apocalypse, like.
Right.
This is
I don't think we realize how much of a drastic change this has been. Well, I'm sure we realize, but I wonder how many parents or aunts or uncles have taken the time to like sit with their youth, because again, it's not just the truth; it's the youth in general, and ask how they feel. I remember having a very serious conversation about what is our future going to be with a high school student that was kind of not seeing the point in taking her acting course or doing anything further with her career, because and studying for it, because there may not be no future. Like, I have no idea what's happening. Everything that I had going on for it was canceled, so what's the point? And they're feeling it just as hard, not just the not seeing their friends and not being able to be around their other family members, but their future. What is it? What does it look like? And what does that mean now with the also social changes? What does that mean for them? And another thing that we discussed, and Juby, you have your opinion on this? I'm just gonna throw it out there. The conversation we had was about, like, for me in particular, I feel like with so many changes and laws that we want to see changed, and how we include, right, diverse communities in different aspects of corporations, of everything. ¿De qué sirve? Of what does it work to change all these things if we don't change the mentality and the rhetoric that we're passing down to the youth? Because as the generations move, they're going to come in to take over these jobs as lawyers, as doctors, as police officers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And if they have the same mentality that has brought us to the unfortunate place that we're in, it's the same caca being recycled.
Yeah, that's what they said. It's like repeated history, and it's like we're not learning from what already happened 1,000 times. And it's like we need to look at that and see how we could, like you said, incorporate it now, but change what's wrong. Like what's not working.
Whoever is still watching, a lo que estén mirando ahora mismo, I pose to you the question: what is something of your own, as a parent, as an aunt or uncle? Aya, hola, mi amor. Aya is a mom. that you feel that you maybe haven't stepped your game up in. Nobody's calling you out. We've all done it. Like, I know for a fact I have a tendency to, like, not speak so positively about, y eso que yo soy a plus size model y toda la vaina, but I have a tendency to, like, tear myself down. And it's something that I work on personally. It's something that the people around me get me to work on. But it's something that if I slip up, I say it around other students that look like me and look up to me because they see me achieving, and I could change that for them. So that's something I definitely need to assess. So is there anything as parents, aunts, uncles, creators, that you feel you're passing down to your youth? Algo que ustedes piensen que hacen o dicen o actúan de una manera que capaz pueda herir el crecimiento de sus niños o los niños en su vida. Hello. Don't everybody click at once.
But that is the thing, just like giving someone younger than us that are like 18 and they're feeling lost, and they do look up to you, or they're your friends, or, you met them at school or something. How can you help them in a way, or whatever your actions are, they're going to see that. They're going to see that. Well, skipping,
and they also see our reactions.
Exactly.
Reactions to people, to different, to situations, like la crítica, right? They see these things. They assimilate these behaviors in ways that we may not realize. Hey, Dan. Oh, no, he's just liking a photo. He's not on. Dan, you better log on. But, like, for example, I'll use this example. I remember, and I think we discussed this, I remember being a kid, and there's different things. You talked about your niece and art and how telling her to persevere. I talked about, my example with body image on my students. And of course, there's also the topic of race. And hi, Dan. I'm here. There's the topic of race. I remember talking to you, Chubby, about when I was a little girl in DR walking around with my cousin, and everybody making a comment about how she could possibly be my cousin. My cousin is dark-skinned, and I am very light-skinned. And the adults acted so nasty, and you're talking to children that don't understand this, don't see this. I just see mi primita and I love her, and that's it.
Right, we don't see color.
Están inculcando este odio entre familia y entre la misma raza, and within the same race or color creed, there is this hatred towards the darker shade or the lighter shade put into us, that we act like it's a normal thing. It's a normal thing to discriminate somebody for loving differently. So, and we don't realize the little gestures, even like, or the rolling of the eyes at something that you so dislike.
Oh my
God. Even if it's something that's absolutely wrong, that you know is wrong, somebody being you're witnessing somebody being discriminatory, you're rolling your eyes. I feel like there's also a way of standing up to it and approaching it from a place of love. So like kids don't think like somebody calls against you, you gotta beat them up.
Right, exactly. That's definitely not the way to go by it. But that's the thing. These are also the mindset of that older generation. But now that we do something different, they're like, pero you shouldn't do that because. Or, why did you say that? Mujeres, la muchacha linda así no dice nada. Like, you don't talk like that. And that's the thing. And then if we point out to them, it's like, no, I have a different way of behaving and thinking than you do, but you should respect it and not tell me that I'm doing it wrong just because you don't like it.
And culturally, there's so many things that we... I am actually a very traditional person in a lot of senses. And in a lot of ways, not. Like, I'm sure I give my mom a headache a couple of times with some of my differences. But, but I mean, culturally, and in the traditions that fall into those cultures, that weighs heavy too. Guys, Dan, go for it. Tell me about culturally opinions. I won't hear it. I mean, what do you think? For example, in Puerto Rico, maybe where are you? What is your background, Chubi?
Well, I am Puerto Rican, born and raised in the island. My mom, una blanquita, she's a white Caucasian woman, and my dad is a black Puerto Rican, you could say, black Puerto Rican, you know. And yeah, and I came out like this. My siblings are mixed, the first two, and the last four of us, we're white people. We're very light-skinned. So we were like a biracial family in Puerto Rico, while the rest of my barrio, how do you say barrio? In my
neighborhood.
I forgot. My neighborhood. Yeah, the rest of my neighborhood, was dark skin, some not as light, but yeah, it was a mixture of everything.
Same. I'm a total man. I'm a little bit of everywhere, salt and peppered in. My mom's Cuban, my dad's Dominican, and of Spanish and Lebanese descent. So like on my dad's side, my grandfather on my dad's side, my grandmother on my father's side, Lebanese, and my grandmother on my mom's side, Spaniard. So un poquito de todo. But each culture is different. Like I grew up feeling like very Dominican because I grew up there. But then the Cubans claim you, but then they were worried that I'd be dark. It was a concern, And then regardless of having been born in the United States or not, because you're Latina, it's assumed that there's difficulty in accepting your Americanism. So it's always difficult to be of different cultural backgrounds. And then, what's important to one culture, to my Dominican family, is very different from what's important to my Cuban family.
Correct.
In other aspects, I can see like a lot of similarities, and we all have our similarities in one way or another. But I don't know, is there something that sticks out to you about your Puerto Rican upbringing that you see like other cultures here, like being in the...
Oh, we're lagging. I didn't understand what you said because we lagged.
We're lagging because I gotta... Okay.
You get that ready. Danny says, culturally, I'm not traditional according to society standards. My lifestyle and self-traditions is a mixture of the older culture that I can't enjoy. My lifestyle and self-traditions is mixture. Well, Danny, I know you personally, so yeah, you're lagging. Oh, there you go. You're back. Hi, Brian. Oh, Lord, we're having technical difficulties.
We are having technical difficulties. Are we back? Because right
you are back.
You were lagging.
Oh, well, that's the thing. You were lagging on my end, so I don't know.
That was the remix of the podcast. Remix.
Right. So you asked me, what about Puerto Rico?
Like, is there anything, any differences that you see that culturally were very important to Puerto Rican? Like, in general, I know we see all the comments, all the jokes about how, like, la chancleta, like, if you acted a certain way, you were going to get it from mom or dad or, like, tia or whoever, that you were going to get the chancleta.
That is a true fact.
Huh?
That's a true fact. Esa chancleta a la vuelta, and it's
but you see, for example, my Dominican family, they didn't even have to do the chancleta. They just had to, like, mira, muchacho, they would give you a chancleta. At a 10, you don't move, it's over. Whatever you were doing, it's done. Or you're done.
Oh, definitely.
And for example, my friend, I had a friend that was like, she was an Irish background, and she was like, "Oh, that doesn't happen in my family. There's no like her." They're like, "We're gonna talk about this later." It's like a very different kind of approach to yes, her too. It's a different cultural thing for her too.
I guess that's how I grew up too. I grew up like, you don't talk when adults are talking. We're gonna talk about this. How do you say it in English? Bueno, en español, te jodiste. You know, like whatever you did wrong, that's it. Yeah. You know, and
I mean, and that's fine. I feel like I wasn't. That didn't hinder anything in my life to be like taught certain like parameters of like esto se puede, esto no se puede. But oh hello, as I dropped the phone. But I was also like my mother was a very outspoken person and passed that down to me. But you know, later on in life, you always kind of know the totem pole of like respecting your elders or whatever. But there, then there's that fine line of like, how do you defend yourself and speak your truth and share that without being disrespectful to the elders or whatever. And that's what we don't learn. And so then when they go, we go through our phases that we want to like rebel, we get snappy and nasty with it. And that's, I feel like what our younger generation is seeing us do with these older generation that we've kind of lost patience for. And I don't know if that's necessarily right either. It's wrong. To be perfectly clear, we don't have kids yet. I say
I don't want kids.
I don't want kids.
I don't want any. Ni en pintura, like we like to say. Yes, I'll take care of my nieces, God, whoever's, but no kids.
I definitely want kids, and I definitely want to expose them to many different things. I'm grateful for my upbringing and how it was, and I feel like I got a lot from it that has made me the person that I am. Absolutely. But so much in the world has changed that I feel, and my mom did a pretty good job of kind of shifting with those ideals. And dentro de lo que cabe, within her culture, her tradition, what's important to her, So I feel like it's my responsibility to the youths around me as a teacher and my own kids, whenever they may happen, porque mañana no va a ser, to share with them the broader possibilities, right? And a different understanding for how to relate to the world around them without losing themselves in the process. They don't, you know what I mean? To have their strong opinions, to have their things. Because tell me, don't we all go through our phases where outside influences definitely take their toll on us?
Sometimes you want to try different things. Yeah, right. Like, there's certain things you're like, I want to try, even though it's not me, but I mean, it can't hurt, and hey, maybe it will turn out to be a different experience and all together, like something will develop out of that that's actually great. And maybe it's something really bad, and you are like, I'm never doing it again. I can't hear. We're lagging. Sorry, guys.
We come back. We're lagging.
It's funny because you're the lagging on my end.
And you're lagging in mine.
I feel
like...
When I'm around my nieces, as much as I am with around my nieces, like I try to teach them as much as I can, or like try to be a positive thing as much as I can be. Instead of being like la tía que viene a visitarle, or like every 2-3 weeks. Like I just try to be a good influence on them. When my niece was like 7, I was like, you're gonna read this book that's for a 12th grader, and she will read it like there was no problem. You know why? Because I'm like, you were smart enough. I know you're 7, but you're way beyond
whatever she doesn't know, she can ask.
Mind you, but the book was good. Like everybody could read it, and you won't feel like, oh, this is not appropriate for 7-year-old. It was a good book, guys.
But
just letting you know
about.
Hey guys, we're sorry that I pooped out before the end of the podcast, right in the middle of it actually, but we all know we've been contending with technical issues today. I just wanted to give my final thoughts on the topic. We were talking about what example are we setting for our youth? What's the rhetoric that we need to change? And all in all, I just wanted to say that for our kids and our teens, I just hope that we all start realizing that they are watching us, that they do try to emulate the things that we teach in them, and let it be something of love, not just tolerance. More than that, to be understanding outside of something you may not necessarily agree with, and to treat each other with kindness and respect, and that there is room for holding space for another human being and creating change. Tune in next week. We have a different topic and we'll be on a different platform, so it'll be better.
Hello everyone. Just want to give my final thought on the topic today, and it was about what we're teaching our youth, our children, just anyone, and how we're behaving in certain situations and how we are dealing with those certain situations. I just hope that everybody gets to learn from their actions, and I hope that we are becoming a better example to our youth, with our actions and our words. Everybody stay safe, love each other, be kind, be nice, and we'll see you guys on our next episode.